The Odyssey Slideshow by Reagan, Misael, Josh Vansco, and Ellie Lehman.
The Odyssey, Book 16, second half, lines 256 through 253 and 33. Passages to reread closely. Lines 289 through 293. Recruiting the Gods. Lines 342 through 355. Telemachus revises the plan. Lines 515 through 526. The swineherd lays out the details. Key questions for discussion. What is the purpose for recruiting the gods as reinforcements? And why just these two gods? Why not more or even mortal champions? The reason why they need reinforcements is because Odysseus and Telemachus is trying to liberate their house and Penelope against over 50 suitors, and they could probably take them on all by themselves, but they need the power and strength of the gods to help. The reason why it's just these two is Athena and Zeus have helped Odysseus on his journey home, especially Athena, and Athena has convinced Zeus that he should help and stuff, so yeah. And the reason why it's not mortal champions or even more gods is because they get conflicts. Because the one, like Ares would boast, and stuff like that, and mortal champions would take too long to find. What detail of the original plan was changed, and why was it changed? The original detail that was changed was, rather than going through all the field hands and asking, "Hey, do you remember me? I'm Odysseus." They basically said, "Forget it. We don't have time to do this. We need to go and complete our tasks quickly and not raise anyone's guard." What is the ship that the swineherd talked about, and why is he not sure about its true identity? The ship that he talked about was the ship that the suitor ship that they sent out to go kill Telemachus on his journey to find his father. And the reason why he's not sure is because he never heard if it truly was or not, but he saw the ship and he thought it was the ship that the suitors had to go kill Telemachus.
The Odyssey, Book 17, first half, lines 1 through 337. So the passages I thought to reread closely were Odysseus is welcome, Menelaus' gifts, the suitors welcome Odysseus. So these three were like the key subjects that this half of the book was on. So for the first subject, Odysseus is welcome, the question is, how did Penelope react when she saw Odysseus, and who else greeted him? So Penelope was really happy when she saw Odysseus, and she was greeting him really tearfully. And who else greeted him? Well, the nurse, Euryclea, was also there, and she also greeted him tearfully as well. So, for Menelaus' gifts, what does Odysseus tell Piraeus about Menelaus' gifts, and why? So, he tells Piraeus not to bring the gifts from Menelaus to the palace because he thinks that the suitors might steal them if they kill him. And why? Well, I just said because he thought the suitors were going to kill him and steal the gifts. So, for the third and final subject, the suitors welcome Odysseus. How did the suitors greet Eumaeus and Odysseus, and why? So, when they first saw Odysseus, they didn't know it was him. So they just thought it was like a friend of Eumaeus's or just another beggar companion. So when they first saw them, they met Melanthius. That was one of the suitors, and he thought that they were worthless, and he started kicking them, and he just thought that they were trash. And why? Well, because he thought that they were just beggars, and he just looked at them with scorn and everything. So yeah, that's basically what happened within my half of the book.
The Odyssey, Book 17, second half, lines 338 through 677 by Ellie Lehman. Passages to reread closely. Lines 369 through 386. Odysseus' shameful entrance. Lines 435 through 445. Kindness to a beggar is rare. Lines 539 through 560. Antinous turns malicious. Question for discussion. 1. Why did nobody recognize Odysseus when he first arrived, and what was he probably feeling when he arrived? Nobody recognized him because he looked like a beggar. He was wearing rags, and he was dirty, and he was begging for scraps and food, and he was acting like a homeless person off the street that didn't have food or anything. So, and when he arrived, he was probably feeling relieved that he was somewhere safe, but also probably very shamed that he looked like this in his own house, his own halls. He looked like a dirty beggar. So shame, but also relief. 2. Why did sorry, his name's hard to pronounce. Eumaeus say that he wouldn't be hospitable to a beggar, and why was Antinous being hospitable to the beggar? Eumaeus was saying, and I forgot what lines they are, but he's saying that, oh, you're being so hospitable to this beggar. I would never do that. He would be thrown out of the hall right away, and he would never. Blah blah blah. He was saying no. And then Antinous was being hospitable, I think, because he was just kind. He being a kind soul, just saying he was thinking that's kind of what like the king would do. King Odysseus would have done if he was there. He would have done the same thing and been kind to the beggar, and so he was trying to just do that, I think. And my third question is, why does Odysseus hesitate to tell the truth, and what is his fear in telling the truth? I think he's hesitating to tell the truth because, well, it's because of the fear. He says at the end of the chapter that he's afraid of the mobs, what they're going to do to him, and then he's afraid, blah, blah, blah. Also afraid that people won't believe him because he doesn't like Odysseus at all. And people think that the king is still trying to make his way home. He's on the treacherous seas, trying to get home. So I think and then his fear, like I said before, his fear is what the mobs are going to do to him and not being believed, I feel like.